What would you do if you stood before an army 1,000 times your size? Would you fight? Would you flee? Or would you make your last stand, knowing history would remember your name? 480 BCE, the fate of Greece hangs by a thread. A Persian force numbering in the hundreds of thousands marches to crush the fractured city-states. But in their path, at the narrow mountain pass of Thermopylae, stands a king, Leonidas of Sparta, with his 300 elite warriors who refuse to bow. This is the story of Thermopylae. Imagine ruling the largest empire the world had ever seen, from the banks of the Nile to the peaks of the Hindu Kush. At its head was King Xerxes, whose ambition burned to avenge his father, Darius the Great, and conquer Greece. Ancient sources claim his army numbered over 1 million men. Modern estimates suggest closer to 250,000. Supported by a mighty navy, Persia was a force poised to crush any resistance. Greece was not a unified empire, but a collection of city-states. Yet, faced with extinction, these rival powers would soon unite against a common enemy. One man was willing to fight: Leonidas, king of Sparta. He understood that if the Persians took Greece, they would shatter the very idea that free men could govern themselves. A traitor named Ephialtes, moving along a treacherous mountain path, guides Persian scouts to a hidden passage, a betrayal that would seal the fate of the defenders. A Persian officer, clad in dark-scaled armor, signals his troops, and the enemy begins to converge. At the base of the cliffs, Leonidas stands resolute with his warriors. His bronze breastplate bears the scars of previous battles, and his tattered red cloak testifies to sacrifice. Clutching his chipped and splintered dory spear, he remains unyielding, even as a Greek scout urgently warns, "They've found the pass. The Persians. They're behind us." Without panic, the Spartans exchange solemn glances. Leonidas fixes his eyes on the encroaching enemy and declares, "Leonidas did not choose Thermopylae by chance. Its narrow terrain turns overwhelming numbers into a fatal disadvantage, a trap waiting to be sprung." As the sun rises, casting an orange glow over the battlefield, Leonidas speaks with calm command. "We stand here, together, no retreat, no surrender, not because we seek death, but because we give life to those who will come after us." A chorus of determined voices rises in reply, a defiant beat that unites the 300 Spartans with 700 Thespians and 400 Thebans. Even those ordered to retreat bear witness to this historic moment. The vast Persian host prepares its final assault. Archers notch their bows, cavalry readies itself, and the war drums beat a relentless, ominous rhythm. Then silence falls, a pregnant pause before the storm. Suddenly, a single arrow slices through the air and thuds into a Spartan shield. One arrow becomes many, and soon the sky darkens with a deadly rain. Leonidas raises his sword, its edge dulled by relentless combat, and commands the charge. In an unstoppable surge, the Spartans crash into the Persian ranks. Spears find their marks as enemy armor is pierced, and the sound of clashing metal and anguished cries fills the air. Every precise thrust and parry, every sacrifice, becomes a testament to the indomitable spirit of Sparta. Leonidas leads from the front, impaling foes with his fractured spear and parrying deadly blows with his scarred sword. Even as the battle rages, his unwavering determination inspires his men to fight for honor above all else. The conflict grows ever more brutal. Persian arrows descend like merciless hail, and the Spartans, though wounded and bleeding, refuse to yield. They adapt quickly, using fallen shields, broken spears, even their bare fists, to continue the struggle. Leonidas, despite his injuries, fights on. A slash across his thigh, another across his arm, each wound a mark of his valor. Yet fate intervenes when a spear pierces his abdomen. With a final act of defiance, he lifts his sword one last time. Then, overwhelmed by the enemy's might, he falls, first to one knee, then to the earth. One by one they fall, not in fear, but in defiance. They die standing, they die as warriors, but they do not die in vain. The field becomes a solemn testament to their sacrifice, crimson cloaks and spilled blood marking the ground where honor met destiny. Even in victory, the Persians are left to reckon with the cost of conquest. Though the Persian army marches onward, its triumph is hollow. Across Greece, the story of these 300 heroes spreads like wildfire. In whispered legends, their defiance is immortalized, etched in stone and passed down through generations. Xerxes may have won the pass, but he did not win the war. In the months that followed, at Salamis and Plataea, the united Greek spirit rose anew, and Persia was driven back. Even today, the legacy endures. A statue of Leonidas stands as a silent guardian over Thermopylae, a timeless reminder that the Spartans fought not for fleeting victory, but so that future generations might inherit freedom. The Spartans did not fight for victory. They fought so that others might have the chance to claim it. And in the end, they won more than a battle. They won immortality. The echo of clashing shields. A call to honor reverberates through eternity. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more epic tales from battles beyond time. Until next time, remember, history isn't just about the past, it's about the endless possibilities of what might have been.